Yes. Wagwan people, welcome back to Afrique 24. Karibuni sana katika kipindi chetu cha leo ambacho ni Dimba la Afrika, ambapo tunaweza kuangazia mambo ya spoti ambayo yamekuwa yakifanyika katika dunia hii kwa muda wa wiki uliopita. Karibuni sana nyote. Kuna mengi ambayo tumewaandalia katika kipindi hichi cha letu leo. Tunawataka kuwashukuru watazamaji kutoka mtandaoni tofauti tofauti. Karibuni sana nyote, tunawapenda, tunawashukuru kwa kuwa nyinyi ndio mmefanya tuwepo leo katika mahali tuko, na tuko katika 1400 subscribers kwenye YouTube. Tunawashukuru siku zote, asanteni. Lakini kwa leo tumewaandalia show ingine mashuhuri sana. Lakini kwa sasa wacha nimkaribishe mwenzangu hapa Mr. Kimanzi atuambie moja. Kimanzi, karibu katika show yetu ya leo, tupatie opening remarks zako.
Mimi niko shwari inshallah, Mungu anasaidia. Niko salama sana, niko tayari kwa show.
Yes, karibu sana Kimanzi. As we start today's sports show, I've seen that the tickets for the 2024 CHAN games, the opening game ya Sunday, the tickets are already sold out. So if you're planning to get a ticket right now, there are no means, because right now tickets are sold out. Kenyans are going to watch the game, and they are going to cheer the game that is set to begin very soon. So tukifungua show ya leo, Bonnie, the Afrique 24 question of the day is: will the home advantage skyrocket the Harambee Stars to winning the tournament? As we saw from the previous AFCON, Cote d'Ivoire went on to clinch the title, and it is believed it's because they had the home advantage. So the question is, will the home advantage play any factor to ensure Kenya wins the CHAN 2024 games?
Group of death. Coaches Ben McCarthy said that Kenya is in the group of death. So I don't think whether that one can make Kenya win 2024 CHAN. So it's going to be tough, but of course the cheers from Kenyans will also give them confidence against DR Congo on that was on Sunday. That is next Sunday, whereby Kenya will be playing against DR Congo. So I think a lot of people have turned out to buy tickets. So I think Kenya will have a big boost during that match that will be played at Moi International Sports Center. Of course, Kasarani, and I wish Kenya the best, but Kenya is in the group of death against Morocco, DR Congo, and those are tough teams. Not unless we have some of the extraordinary players from the squad. But as a patriotic Kenyan, I wish Kenya the best.
Yes, but Kimanzi, you haven't told us whether the home advantage will play a big factor or not.
I have told you that a lot of Kenyans, they have come out to buy tickets. So that means they will get that confidence when they see a lot of Kenyans coming. But I don't think whether they can win. That is a group of death. That is what I said. Group of death. Morocco is already in the country. I was watching them in the JKIA. So tomorrow we have DR Congo coming. We also have Zambia, and yeah, teams are arriving because the competition is going to start on Saturday. So I think home advantage, it is not possible for Kenya, but we hope for the best.
Okay, thank you for those remarks. And we have our 25-man squad list, and as you can see there in our lower thirds, that by the time we created the 25-man list, Bajaber was still included, but right now he's not included. So I want Bonnie to help me as we look at this 25-man squad list. And there we go. That is the 25-man squad list, excluding Bajaber, who is ineligible to play in the competition. We apologize for our viewers for not being able to adjust as per his removal, but Bajaber is ineligible to play, so he will be replaced soon. And Bonnie, who do you think Kenya has? Who do you think we have missed in this 25-man squad list that deserve to play?
I think Emmanuel Osoro, the top striker who was playing for, I think Emmanuel Osoro, I think last season he had more than 20 goals and he's not in the squad. So I think Osoro is the one we are missing for this squad. I don't think whether Bajaber would have even given an influence when it comes to the squad. That is just a hype from nothing. Just play against Gabon and scoring that goal doesn't mean that you should be hyped. He's still young, but Osoro is the perfect guy who should be in that squad, but he's not there.
So right now that we have Bajaber is ineligible to play. Whom do you think is the perfect replacement? Considering at the start Michira wasn't included, but later on he got the chance to be included. So who do you think, Bonnie, is the best person to replace Bajaber? The best person in that number 9 to replace him.
I said Emmanuel Osoro.
Osoro is also ineligible to play.
So I think we don't have someone else who can replace that number. But Mushiri is the Shabana guy. Mushiri can do better. Mushiri can do better, but he's not in the squad.
Actually was included later on. He made a late what is it called? He got a late call up. Michire is there included. So and as per the squad that we have, I think me, Bonnie, we have a very good squad. This 25-man list, and I think for me the standout player is Abu Domar, and I think Abu Domar will have a very big influence in the CHAN 2024 games. So, Bonnie, who do you think is our talisman? Who is our talisman? Like for example, Chelsea, our talisman is Cole Palmer. Who is the talisman in this Harambee Stars? Me, I'm going for Abu Domar.
Young players. I think Brano Odhiambo, because if you don't have a good goalkeeper, then we are going to collect goals. Brano Odhiambo is the main man in that squad.
Okay, so and can you run me quickly, Bonnie? Which is your potential first 11 for the game against DRC, which is set to be played on August? Which is your potential 11, Bonnie, in this 25-man list?
Yo, it's very tricky because these players are from locally based teams, from different teams, and others even have not watched them. So it will be tough. But if it were having for the national team now, the senior squad, then I will give you. But here I won't lie.
Okay. So okay then. So there is I see Carson in the building. Carson, how are you?
I'm fine.
Karibu sana kwa show ya leo. Yes, and the question of the day is,
Yes.
Carson, can the home advantage skyrocket Harambee Stars to winning the CHAN 2024 games, as we saw in the previous AFCON, where Cote d'Ivoire went on to win the tournament because they had the home advantage. So can the home advantage really play any part to help the Kenyan game?
Okay. Personally, thanks Either for the opportunity. But according to me, let me say the home ground advantage. It has a little backup for that Harambee Stars to win this CHAN tournament. On a larger perspective, is that I don't think you have that competitive team that will compete in that pool, more so in that CHAN tournament. For instance, if you look at teams like Morocco, DRC, Angola, they are established, and either they have invested as countries they have invested in football, and at least they have quality players to play to represent them as a nation. But for us, it's just like we're just trying to gamble because you see, when they had a friendly outdoor at Kasarani, you hear like you'll see that like a player like Brian Mishiri is added to the team from nowhere. Another player is removed from the team. You see, it shows how we are not prepared. It shows how unserious we are. It shows how the mediocrity we are having as a team. So, to me, that one cannot give us a huge percentage as a country to win the CHAN tournament. I think just gambling. I think the best we can be is either position 4 in that group stage. That's the best position you can be, but I don't think, as I said, you can win any match as we wait either for the Sunday game against DRC. Those are my submissions.
Okay, thank you, Carson. And still on you, Carson. Right now, Bajaber is ineligible to play for Harambee Stars in these upcoming CHAN competitions. And how big of a miss is he to Kenya in this tournament?
Okay, for instance, to me, Bajaber is a good player. He's very brilliant, composed, and I think a magnificent player. And I think without him, I think it might be a big blow because I don't think for the past matches of Harambee Stars I've watched, he has been a brilliant player. He has shown that he has that quality as compared to some other players that I've watched, Lankepeu, those positions, those swing positions. You see a person like Brian Mishiri. Mishiri is playing like you see, he's not of that quality as compared to Bajaber. For Mishiri, for him, it's just like that ghetto talent that rised and either has worked. But when you check on Bajaber, he has the quality, he has the composure, he can carry the ball, he can shoot, and also he can curve the ball. And definitely he's so good. And either him out of either the CHAN tournament is a big blow either to our attacking midfield or either if you could have the coach could have used him as a winger. It's a big blow to our country. That's what I.
Okay, thank you, Carson, for that wonderful submission. So we wish Harambee Stars the best in the CHAN 2024 competitions. And on Sunday, I predict Harambee to get 1-0 victory against DR Congo. So as we do our predictions, Bonnie, what is your prediction for the game?
If we are going to capitalize our chances, I think Kenya will win against DR Congo. But DR Congo still, remember, it's a tough team. So if we go and play without being serious, then they will score against us. But Harambee Stars to win.
How many goals?
Narrowly, but they can win, let's say 2-0 or 2-1.
Okay. Carson, what is your prediction for the game?
I think that is the only game we can win. That's the only game we can win, and we can win. I think we can have a narrow win. That is either 1-0 or either 2-1.
1-0 or either 2-1. Okay, sawa.
Yes.
So let us see. I hope you guys will be there in the game which will be played. I hope to see you there, Bonnie. I hope you have your tickets with you. We get to cheer the Harambee Stars live in the game. But anyway, so okay, let's move on to some international football. And let's begin with some transfer news which has happened today. We have seen Granit Xhaka is back in the Premier League and is going to play for the club that Bonnie supports. So, you, Bonnie, as a Sunderland supporter, what do you think of that signing?
Big signing for us Black Cats. So I think it's time now we revive this Sunderland squad now, because we have been outside the Premier League for long. So it's our time now. It's our time now, and we are going to show other clubs in the Premier League does. Remember, we signed Simon Adigira, one of the Ivorian top wingers. So we are going to be a very lethal team when it comes to the Premier League this season. Granit Xhaka back to the Premier League. It's a big move, and also a big surprise for some of the fans because they didn't expect that. But this is Premier League. Every player will just go out and just return. The only player who did not want to return to Premier League is Oscar dos Santos. I don't know what happened when he went to China, but Granit Xhaka back to the Premier League, a big move for Sunderland. And Sunderland, they're going to compete for Premier League. You must know that. This is a team to watch. Forget about Gyökeres.
So, okay, and to you, Carson, what do you think of Granit Xhaka making a Premier League return?
Okay, for me, it's just a nice move. I do say in the football life, I do say you play where you feel like you're comfortable with, where the environment is comfortable with you. At the same time, playing time matters to any footballer. So for me, it's just a nice take for him to return to the Premier League. For instance, he has been already there, and I am sure he will not deliver that more than 100% as either he used to, but at least he's now an experienced player, and I think due to his experience, he will deliver what he can, and I'm sure he won't let Sunderland down. Will show his standards and his brilliance at the midfield in that Sunderland team. And I'm sure, as either Bona is saying, they are coming to compete. Either I don't know which trophy they'll be competing for, either the Premier League, but I know just because they've taken a long time to play, they'll try. The best position I think they can finish is either position 13. That's the best position they can finish. I swear, and you'll see that, and it will happen. But Shaka, for instance, is good for me. I like that he's a fighter. He's an aggressive midfielder. He's also a leader and also an aggressive player. And that is what I require either as a midfielder, as a captain, or either as a leader in a team. And for him, it's a nice move.
Okay, sawa, Carson. Let me welcome Quinto. Quinto, how are you? Kwaje?
Niko poa.
Karibu kwa show sana. So Quinto, unaonaje hiyo game yetu ya Sunday ya 2020 ya CHAN 2024 Quinto, hiyo yenye Kenya versus DRC. What do you think of that game, and how big of a miss is Mohamed Bajaber to the Harambee Stars team? Quinto. So I think tumepoteza Quinto kidogo tu. Some issues with his audio, so I will get back to him akirudi on air. So question over to you guys, Bonnie and Carson. Somebody like Shaka. Shaka was Arsenal captain, and to some maybe he's an Arsenal legend. Same thing for people like Jordan Henderson. He's a Liverpool legend, been there in the club for so long. So, do you guys think people who are seen as club legends should not play for another side in that same league because it will be because they will be coming up against their former side? For example, somebody like Fabinho. Fabinho, after playing for Liverpool, he said he cannot sign for another Premier League club out of respect for Liverpool. Same thing for people like Stevie Gerrard. We've also seen that in people like Xavi Hernandez and Iniesta. They decide they're not going to sign for Spanish side because they cannot play against the clubs which they played for in a long time. So, do you think Shaka should have done the same? Okay, Bonnie, go first.
Yeah, no, not about doing that, but it is the urge to play in the Premier League. So playing the Premier League is one of the best things that you can do as a player. Not about Bundesliga, Spanish La Liga, Serie A. He just thought that going back to the Premier League also will revive his fame. So he's back in the Premier League. He went there, he won the Bundesliga. Now he's back in the Premier League, ready to win the title again because Arsenal could not win for him, but Sunderland will do.
Okay, sawa Bonnie, and then over to you, Carson. Carson, what do you think of that? Should club legends only play for their side only in that particular league, or they're allowed to play for other sides?
I think for me as a club legend, I do say once either you feel like you're a legend and either you had time to play for a club at either your prime level, then you have to do it with your whole heart, with the whole delivery, with all your synergy and everything. So when it comes to like at least you've surpassed an age that are either you're at your prime, I just feel like you should be like those legends, Fabinho, Steven Gerrard. You feel like at least it's better I go play Saudi Arabia. I just play for money. I don't have anything to lose. Just play for money because at the Premier League, he's coming either to play. For instance, he was once a big name. He's still a big name. There's a lot of pressure for him to deliver. At the same time, his age is not allowing him to deliver the way I say to the maximum as he used to do before. So I think that when you're a legend at a certain level, you reach, you just have to play in different leagues that you're going to enjoy. What Sadio Mane is doing. I've seen Joao Felix also has joined the same mantra at a young age. But once you're a legend, go stay at home, rather play golf like Bell, other than coming back uh, to struggle and show either if you're a legend. The same way, I loved Tony Cruz because he felt like at least he has achieved almost everything. He knew that either the next season he won't shine the same way he used to shine. So he decided either to stay aside and still support football by being a coach of the young upcoming footballers, which is a plus to him. So for Shaka, it's good to play, but it's not a nice move for him to play in the same Premier League. That's what I can say.
Okay, so let
Perfect.
me welcome El Cholo. El Cholo, karibu sana kwenye show. El Cholo.
Huyu ni master. Dola atarudi. Huyu ni master sana.
Barnabe, wewe world champion Barnabe, how are you?
I am doing well bana. Mimi ndio huyu mimi, umeshindaje?
Kwa salama sisi huko Afrika na karibu sana kwa show yetu ya leo. So tukiangazia hii game yetu ya Sunday, Barnabe, the Africa question of the day is, will the home advantage skyrocket Harambee Stars to winning the CHAN competitions?
So thanks for this opportunity. First of all, sorry I'm a bit late. I was bit held up. But I think, first of all, it's something positive that the stadium will be, full to capacity. That is something that will definitely boost the homeboys' morale, and that might propel them to reach to those great heights and maybe eventually win against DR Congo. That is something positive, and I've seen also preparations have been better. Although in the camp, the Harambee Stars camp, a lot has been happening. We've seen departures, 3 departures of main players, the likes of Shuma, and now Bajabel is gone. Those are almost starters in the
Michael Banabe, is
in the
Bajabera
squad.
a big player to Harambee Stars? Did we know
Yeah.
him before scoring against Gabon?
Currently, he is.
The game is scored
He
in
announced himself. He announced himself against the Gambia when he scored on his debut, and again, he has been a key player in the current champions squad. That is the Kenya Police. He has been a key player in the Nairobi City Stars, where he came from, and he proved himself in the international. So I think Bajabel is a starter, definitely, and a first 11, losing a first 11 is something really, it's a setback. And now you understand that Coach McCarthy had to call someone who is definitely Mishiri, and I have no doubt in Mishiri, but you can't compare them. So I think those might be the challenges, and this uncertainty of our team, and them being in a group of death, as we've been hearing here and there. He himself talked about it, that he group ni normal. So we might, the best we'll get is a draw, man. I'm being honest.
Yes, and Barnabe, who are you backing for the number 9 position? You are Harambee. Are you backing Ogam? Are you backing Austin Odongo? Are you backing Odhiambo? Or who are you backing to start in that number 9 position?
I think the better choice is Ogam. Ogam is swift. Ogam has speed. Ogam can do anything. He has strength. He can shield that ball. He can drop into play. I mean, sometimes too bahati ndio haisimami, but I think we need to look at it in all angles, and strength-wise, I think Ogam is the better choice for Harambee.
Why not Austin Odongo?
No, for me, Odongo, if you compare them on paper, I mean, and their attributes, Odongo is equally okay, but he's not better than Ogam. I think, for me, I look at also skills and the intelligence in front of that post. So from where I come from, I think I'd need a player who does not think twice after receiving the ball. Sometimes Odongo has those kidogo unapata. He's trying to pass, he's trying to think, he's taking a lot of time. So me I feel Ogam is better, honestly.
Okay, thank you so much Barnabe. And ulikuwa umekuja kama at the point we were discussing the surprise move of Granit Xhaka returning to the Premier League, and we were discussing whether people who might be seen as club legends are not participating in that league out of respect for the clubs they played for. So Barnabe, what do you think of the Granit Xhaka move to Sunderland?
Hey. Wow. First of all, this is a honest opinion. Mi sijui kama wengine wanaonaga hivyo, but mi naonanga club legends kurudi huku chini na kuanza, it's like unaanza tena career ama nini. Mi na feeling kama tu inaisha, toka tu Premier League uende tu uko Saudi Arabia, tujue msee anaenda kiritaya sasa, because Sunderland is competitive. as wanacheza ball competitive. So inamaanisha Granit Xhaka lazima give his all na lazima akuwe up to date na mambo ambayo mchezaji wa Premier League mwenye anataka kucompete anafaa kuwa nayo. Na mimi pia naonaga kuvaa tu jezi ya Sunderland na we ni legend wa Arsenal. Kuna wachezaji wengi sana kina Evra walikuwa kule chini, wengi sana hata saizi wanacheza. Mi na feel unafaa tu kwe mtu kama Kante, umemaliza we ishia tu ya Ture. Wachezaji wametoka, kina Ronaldo wameenda, wamemaliza hiyo story yao, tunajua huko ni wanaenda kuretire. I've never backed that idea of what, I need to start again, go get into a club yenye iko huko chini, championship ama nini. You are a star, you are a big name, you are a big player, and sometimes when you see mtu kama Lionel Messi sijui ameenda MLS, I mean huyo anaenda kuretire, but huwezi niambia sasa hii timu ianze tena kusaini ati saa hii mtu wangu sikie Messi ati ameenda sijui Bilbao. I mean, what do you mean? Uko chini ati ndio sasa tumeanza kukuona, ama Elche ameenda huko down sijui kwa club mdogo. Hapana, you are done. Get out, go get some new fresh air huko kwenye unafaa kutulia bila mambo mingi, kwenye upewi pressure, itakuwa sawa. I don't support Granit Xhaka heading to or being signed at Sunderland. I don't think so. It's a good idea.
Okay, sawa, fantastic from you, Barnabe, and let's still continue with some transfer news. So, as per now, we saw in the previous Club World Cup, players like Jack Grealish wasn't even part of the squad that went with Man City to America for the Club World Cup, and right now the player still has 2 more years in his contract at Man City. He's on a high wages. He's being linked to Napoli, and we still have somebody like Raheem Sterling, still has 2 more years with Chelsea, the Blues, and he's on his way out. But the biggest factor why he's not being moved is his wages, because signing for a club is not an issue. There have been some few links, Sterling na Fulham, but my question to you guys is what next for people like Jack Grealish? How does he get back to his best, or something that some flair that we saw from him in Aston Villa? And mind you, right now it's like his time at City is slowly coming to an end. It's being linked to Napoli. Yeah. So how do you move on players who are on high wages? Wacha tuanze na wewe Boni.
Yes, well, of course.
Okay, so Boni maybe has some connection issues, but over to you, Carson. How do you move on these players who are on high wages, like Sterling, 300 grand a week?
Okay. For instance, the issue of Jack Grealish, I think I do say in football, also the coach will make you whom you want to be, or rather destroy you. For instance, I think per now, Grealish is not more of a footballer; he's a party boy. And for instance, just to say that the true matter of it is that he has decided to be a party boy because and either mediocre because lack of playing time. And you see that draws down to a coach. A coach will either destroy or either build you. And either by destroying is just a simple thing, by either benching you and either denying you playing time. For instance, for me, it will either make him that high wage. Either in other teams, small teams, won't get that small big wage as either he used to. And for instance, the key thing is he wants to play. He wants that playing time. And for instance, I'm sure he'll be able to be released. And a player like Sterling, for me, Sterling has achieved a lot He has played in a lot of big teams. He has played in Liverpool. He has played at Man City, Chelsea. So for me, for him, Pana is also like he should also term or rather define himself as a legend. I should expect him also playing in those Saudi Arabian leagues so that at least he can have a more bigger behind because of extreme money and other huge
Really?
number of money. You see, so I don't expect him now to be toiling in the Premier League and either struggling for a number or either playing time because you're having young players that need to play. And for instance, the modern football is so fast. It's so fast. That's why you see people like Kina Casemiro, they're failing either to cope up with that because of either the fastness of football in the modern way. So for me, people like Grealish, they should just find a team that they'll recollect themselves, restructure, and come back to the drawing board that once they were stars. At the same time, they are brilliant players and they're magnificent players. Rather than Sterling, Sterling has achieved a lot. For him, I cannot say about a lot about him. He has achieved. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you, Carson. Over to you, Barnabe. Barnabe, how do you move on these players who are on high wages and salaries? Mtu ako kwa 300 grand a week. How do you move them on from your club?
Honestly, sometimes unapata hata saa zingine club unapata they just accept to go on with payment or having him until the end of of the season. But there are many ways that clubs can use to offload some of those burdens, and I think many clubs have offered a wage contribution, maybe probably kwa ile club yenye inalipa at least wagawe mara mbili. I've seen clubs do that. Sema si tutakulipa 150 na wao pia wakupatia 150. It depends on the terms, on the personal terms that you guys having, and also club to club terms. Also the other way, you can as well at the same time loan him and agree whether maybe the wale wenye wanamchukua, if the club that is now receiving him on loan, maybe they can say, Sisi, we want to have him and we'll be paying his wages fully. Those are terms that clubs can negotiate and agree. Pia kuna pia mtu kaa huyo akileta shida pia una terminate contract. I think sometimes unaweza piga hesabu za club, you can just think of a way. If you feel 300 a week is much more than ile pesa yenye utampatia as compensation or as mshahara yake aishie tu na ishe hivyo. So for me nafikiri it all boils down to the initial contract. What were the agreements between the club and the team? Mtu kama Sterling ambaye tulichukua kutoka Manchester City hakuwa ati on his prime sana, but he was good at that time, but City alikuwa prime vile. And I think Chelsea might have done or made a mistake na ikajiingiza kwa ngori in personal terms and club to club terms zenye zimefungia mtu kama huyu, because normally Chelsea Chelsea always welcome the idea of contract termination. Wakiona wewe unaleta shida ama nini wanakutoa, inakuwa terminated, wanakulipa do zako unaenda. But ukiangalia mtu kama Sterling imekuwa noma. Kuna wachezaji ambao wamekaa na wamepelekwa pia on loan na imeisha. Kina Joao Felix ndo hao sasa, saa hizi anaenda huko na Chelsea pia na benefit. So I think nategemea na hizo terms zenu zenye mumeweka. Kama unasema mimi nikienda on loan nyinyi klabu ndio mtanilipanga ama nini juu maybe unaona hiyo do ni mob, bas inategemea na makubaliano yenu. And then maybe on a player like Grealish, ule ni noma, ule yake ni kama tu ilisha, because but nimeona there are clubs that are showing interest in him.
Yeah, Napoli.
I think I've seen Everton. I've also seen clubs ambazo zinamhitaji like Newcastle. I think, I don't know. Bwana hawa wanataka tu kujichimbia because this guy is not a player. Honestly, I don't think he's a player. Mtu alikuja tu, he's just maybe sijui kama I'm allowed to use this word, but he's a drunkard. Anapenda tu tei sana and na kupiga sherehe, which discipline wise as a player haimruhusu. Yeye amejichanganya and he's serving two masters at a time and it's not working for him. So I think yeye atafute tu venye atadu, hata yeye Everton akienda atafail, ama hiyo Newcastle yote atamchukua. Ni kama sasa team ichukue tu Jackson, that was a pair free.
So thank you, Barnabe. And you do know Jackson is valued at 70 to 100 million pounds, and you want him to be uploaded for free.
Conmanship by Chelsea. But sasa tukipata yule tunagonga, tunamgonga tu.
So wait, Carson, somebody here, Quinto is disputing what you're saying that Sterling has achieved a lot. So anasema inamshangaza. So how do you respond to Quinto? Quinto objects. You're saying that Sterling achieved a lot. So would you want to explain to him your achievement, ndio Quinto elewe? Because Quinto is disputing.
Okay, you see. Okay, for me to explain to Quinto, I think he's just ignorant because he's a footballer. Some explanations I don't need to explain because he's a footballer. He knows like Sterling has performed at Liverpool. He played very well. Barnabe has said here he played very well at Man City. Despite either getting that transfer, he was not at prime. To the next team he went. And I think that explains that at least he has achieved, he has won a lot of trophies on his side as a player. And I think there's a certain season he had a lot of complete dribbles and either 1v1. And he has been good temporarily. Ball handling capability, Sterling is good. It's just that age now is either disrupting him at this particular point. So for Quinto, I don't think I need to explain more because by that point, at least you can get what I mean by achieving. It doesn't mean that achieving you need to win a Ballon d'Or. That goes to Quinto because he thinks like achieving, then you have to win a Ballon d'Or for you to have achieved in football. That's what I can say.
But nikikusaidia Carson, let me help you because honestly, okay, as much as tunaona pia huyu jamani kama hajai perform, but mse ameperform. Mse ameshinda Premier League titles, ameshinda Premier League titles 4. Sterling ameshinda 4. If kama watu wajui ameperform poa at Man City, maybe ni juu Man City ndio ilikuwa inakaa na kila mtu alikuwa anaichukia, sasa inakaa ni kama na pia kuna 5 league trophies, I mean league cups. Hiyo ni kitu pia tunafaa kuelewa na tumpatie. Na Community Shield pia ameshinda akiwa na Man City. Mtu mwenye amepiga hata national team nafikiri amewasaidia sana because kulikuwa na hiyo Euro 2020 if I'm not wrong. Euro 2020 pia he was part of the team yenye pia ilijaribu, I think ilifika finali, si ndio? Euro 2020. So he was part of that team. So Sterling amejaribu pia amepiga mabao 100 akiwa sasa ukizicombine I think Liverpool na Man City.
Yeah,
so he has tried, is it 100 or 120 there? So he has tried and I think ni wale wa Saudi Arabia sasa ashamaliza yake 4 Premier Leagues. I mean, it's a lot.
Sure.
Okay, so thank you for that, Barnabe. I hope Quinto umejibiwa. And Boni ulikuwa umehang kidogo and ask the question about a club like City and Chelsea moving on players like Sterling and Jack Grealish. So is there still a player in Jack Grealish? Can he still prove himself, or he's just his career is over? What do you think, Boni?
Yes, I think Sterling is now hard to play He can also join the old players who are joining the Saudi. But Jack Grealish, the mistake that he made was moving to Etihad Stadium, because we have seen players going to Man City, Pep Guardiola wasting them. Captain Phillips was there. I think Grealish could have just stayed at Aston Villa. Aston Villa, if now could be having Grealish together with Unai Emery, I think this team could be lethal. But now Grealish decided to go to Man City, where he has not been having good time there under Pep Guardiola. But I think some teams, some players, they should avoid some teams. I think Chelsea and Man City, they have that behavior of benching some good players. I remember even there is a time when one of the coaches was trying to bench Antonio Rudiger. He was trying to sell him, but he's one of the best defenders. So I think Grealish, let him go back to Aston Villa or look for another small team whereby you'll get a lot of time. Again, he is a man who loves partying. But partying is just a personal life, and it should not be included in the football, because at the end of the day, the money you're making, you should just enjoy it. So I think Grealish can be back and give a fantastic performance. Again, I've been seeing what is happening to Alexander Isak. The guy should just remain at Newcastle. If he makes some mistakes and go to those teams, those are the teams that want to sign him, absolutely is going to flop. He's going to have a bad time there. So I think whenever you discover yourself in a certain team, maintain, just show them that I can also do marvelous things in this team. Not just trying to move to Liverpool, Bayern Munich, I don't know, Man United. Just remain there. Likewise to Anthony Elanga. Elanga was being benched at Man United. He went to Nottingham Forest. He played under Nuno Esperanto Santos. Now he has been signed by Newcastle. Wait and see. So I think also teams should be serious. I don't think why some players could be sold. The likes of Joao Felix, you just brought him from Atletico, and then you just sent him on loan. It's bad. That boy knows how to play football. It's only coaches that don't understand. But Sterling, it is time now you learn Arabic.
Okay, so Sawa Boni, since you have ushered us into the Alexander Isak story, it's a good thing we discuss it. So currently, Alexander Isak is out of the Newcastle project, and potentially he might stay because the club might convince him to remain for one more season. But he hasn't traveled with them for the preseason, and it's highly likely he will make the move to Liverpool. So Liverpool wameuza Luis Diaz, and I believe they will still sell Darwin Nunes, so to add the funds so that they can get Alexander Isak. So question to you guys: how do you fit in Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike in the same team? Tuanze na wewe Carson, how do you fit in those two to play? Because you can't buy players worth 100 million and you put them on the bench.
Okay, generally, Alex, because at least Isak has had a taste of the Premier League, and at least he has been among the top scorers of the league. That's the English Premier League. Even if you're a coach, you don't require rocket science. Definitely, Ekitike will have to be benched for Isak to start. For instance, Isak will be a starter at Liverpool. And for instance, for me, I've watched a lot of games of that guy. He's brilliant. He's magnificent. I think he has that ball handling capability that is superb. He can dribble. He can shoot. For me, he's more of a complete striker. And more so, he can win for you aerial balls. And those are attributes of a striker. And for me, I think Ekitike cannot compete with Isak. Isak will be ahead of Ekitike at Liverpool. If either Liverpool have to take Isak. And I know, for instance, at least he wants a big name. That's a big club. That's Liverpool. And I think, for instance, if we'll be fed a lot of balls, definitely Isak will perform, will score, and either will be a top scorer. More so if the guy like Florian Wirtz is going to bond, have that chemical structure with the team, they're going to be a nice team. And either Isak will score because he shows his runs, he shows when he wants the ball, and he finishes. And it gives him a go ahead that he'll start over Ekitike, despite the signing amount of pounds they used on those two players. That's what I can say.
So, Carson, you do believe a £100 million player, 95 million pound player can sit on the bench? You do believe that?
You see, definitely, Alex, because of either the competency, you'll have to see it. You don't have any discrepancy for you not to see it. You see, and you see, for instance, even as I said before, you don't require rocket science. Even if Alex could have been a coach, you will have played a Tikito or either Isak.
Okay, I will play Isak, but I highly doubt a player bought worth 100 million can sit on the bench, because that's a lot of fans. So I believe you have to find a way of playing them. Otherwise, you only need
Kwani
one.
Lukaku alibaiwa ngapi? Lukaku.
Yeah, Lukaku also came for 100 mil.
But he came na akakaa bench.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's wasting funds.
Kililok.
I feel like that's wasting funds.
Kililok. Sometimes it happens na unakubali tu, but maybe sijaulizwa, lakini mbona usiwachezeshe wakiwa wawili? There's a time Liverpool ilikuwa inatumia 4-4-2 system and walikuwa wanatumia Dalglish na Rush. Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish, they were both of them pale mbele na wote walikuwa hatari. Ulikuwa ukimtumia mmoja bado unawahi. So mimi na feel bado inawezekana, unless wanataka kumove to that formation 4-4-2, of which again you can kill one side and still use hao wachezaji wawili katikati. I think it's possible. Ama Isak, unajua pia Isak can also, not really, but unaweza mtumia pia wing.
Yeah, true.
Left wing.
So, and then over to you, Barnabe. If Liverpool sign those two strikers, and so how will we define a good season for Liverpool? Because after making those big signings and using that some amount of money, what is the standard for success for Liverpool next season if they get Isak? Na wakikosa kuachieve hiyo tunasema wame underperform.
But again, remember, I think signing such players pia, it is also a plan, because kuna also a lot of competitions, and as we know, venye tunajua tu ni pia inaweza kuwa ni plan poa that mwenye yote atatoka bench ama mwenye yote mwenye ataanza game fulani ya ligi ama ya FA ama ya Champions League atakuwa poa. Because again, if we say ati Kite tu asainiwe peke yake just because he's worth 100 million or 90 million or 80 or 150, and then tusikue na mtu mwingine hapo kando of equal strength and abilities, itakuwa ngumu. Yet unaona Liverpool is offloading hapo mbele, you know, na pia vile yani inamaanisha strikers wao wote wataenda. Because kina Nunez wote unaona wanataka ni hivyo, imeisha hivyo, and marehemu pia Jota na yeye pia unaona vile kulikuwa. So I think wanajaribu kuleta watu wenye watawasaidia kwa all competitions, because they are also looking at the Champions League, they are also looking at the Carabao, they are looking at the FA, they are looking at the Premier League, na pia wanaona hiyo market ko open. It is that right moment for Isak, and wanaona ni wao wako na hiyo muscle ya kumpata. So I don't really have any problem having them kwa hiyo bench, because utapata pia ukiangalia, tusidanganyane guys, pia Salah anaweza kosa kutik next season. I think I'm not saying he won't, but anaweza slow down compared to previous season. So ni kuna backup fulani na mpango ambayo Liverpool iko nao, either they change formation if really they will stick with those players wenye wanataka kubai, ama watatengeneza tu wajue vile itakuwa, waweke wachezaji wengine bench ndio hao wawili waanze na mmoja change position, because it is possible again. When Reece James alikuja akapata Kimelok upande wa right na left, alifit katikati na akacheza ball.
Okay, so thank you for that wonderful submission, Barnabe. And yesterday on Sunday, we had a good game whereby Arsenal played Newcastle. I watched the game, and it was a good one. The standout performer is a 15-year-old Max Daumann. He's the name that is trending on the internet, saying what wamesema that guy has a talent, saying is the next big deal at 15 years. So right now in this day and era, we are seeing young players coming up strongly and are performing at very, very young age. Mimi hata 15 years I couldn't singekuwa naweza cheza nini something like, let's say, in the and even in the NSL at 15, mimi sidhani nilikuwa naweza cheza NSL. So to you guys, what do you think of the Max Daumann performance? And the guy has been trending for a while, but this pre-season ndio ameshika sasa game vizuri. So what do you think of the Max Daumann performance? Wacha tuanze na Boni. Boni, your mic is on mute.
I did not watch the game, but these young players, we need to give them chances to play, because if it's not for Xavi to give Lamine Yamal a chance to play, then we could not be knowing that we have someone like Lamine Yamal. So the young guys, the young players who are coming up, I think coaches, they also need to know that we have talents from the academies, and I think if they are going to impress that, you're going to see a lot of young talents coming out. Remember that we used to have young talents playing in the national team, but now it is during the club competition whereby we see young talents now showing their capability of playing football. So I think if he's a young talent, then we should push him so that he can play more. But from my own point of view, I think if there is a team that knows how to bring out young players or knows how to nurture young talents, it's I think Brighton knows how to do that in the Premier League.
Okay, Bonnie. I also agree with you. Brighton is good with young talents. So I want to believe Barnabe and Carson, you guys have seen something. Have seen some few games of Max Daumann, or you watched the game yesterday. And acha tuanze nawe Carson. Carson, what do you think of Max Daumann, 15-year-old?
I think to me, Alex, that is a big achievement at a 15-year-old age, and it defines that the old folks like Sterling either should vacate the Premier League to give chances these small guys or young guys at least to showcase their talents and either what they have, because they do say a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. So for me, if he's magnificent, then he's good. He has to play and show what he has to the world. Equals to Yamal. For instance, once the coach gives you time, at least you reestablish yourself, restructure, and show to the world that at least you are a world-class player despite a young age. So for me, that's a nice move. And I expect when the league starts, the coach believes in him still and gives him some time and more so extra time and much time, so that at least he can build his confidence, he can build his composure, and either he can build his stamina, and either he can build being used to that environment to play football at either competitive stage. So for me, it's a nice idea, and it's a magnificent thing for a young player to shine at an age of 15, and kudos to him.
Okay, so over to you, Barnabe. Barnabe, I want to believe you have seen some few games of Max Dauman. What do you think of the 15-year-old's performance against Newcastle?
Maybe nitasema tu they are unpopular, but and I might get crucified for it, but I think it's all hype for now.
Yeah.
It's just a hype. A 15-year-old, sometimes you turn up, sometimes they are. Hatuwezi sema saizi is now a complete player just because he scored or he has been, having some here and there. I think ni siku za Sunday, lakini unajua pia siku zote si Sunday, so let us give this child time mpaka akue sawa. Awe tu anachezeshwa tu game moja mbili mpaka ashike line, but I cannot lie to you, mi na feel bado Max bado hajafika ile stage yenye atakuja kucompete with good defenders and good midfielders in this stage ya Premier League. Tuache tu hizi sensations za kusema just because kijana we've seen them. Let me give you an example. We've seen George wa Chelsea. He's young, he's ambitious, he has proved kidogo, but there are things ambazo lazima tu get clear, some details za games zenye lazima tu get clear because bado hajafika hapo. So sitasema kwamba he's not a good player, but bado kuna vitu zina lack, na hizo vitu zikisha lock vizuri, sasa ndio itakuja ikue sawa. But Arsenal has tried pia kuweza kupatiana hiyo opportunity pia. Tumeona wachezaji wazuri wametokea katika timu mbalimbali wakiwa wadogo. Hata even Saka alikuja akiwa kutoka sijui academy, akakuja na akaimpress na akashika hiyo namba. Kwa hivyo it is a gift yenye lazima ajitokeze nayo na ajaribu. Mtu kama Cole Palmer pia ilikuwa hivyo, ndio huyo Yamal. Kuna wachezaji wamekuja wakashikisha. So sometimes it doesn't depend on consistency ati lazima coach ampe game ndo mchezaji impress. Hapana, mchezaji quality yake unaionaga tu from day one ile game yenye amepewa. So mi na feel pia kuna some miss passes zenye anapiga ambazo kidogo zinamletea shida, na hizo vitu ndizo losing the ball ndio kitu makocha wapendi zaidi. It is okay hata upige nje, ujaribu upige nje nini, but don't lose the ball to an opponent when you're having it. So either during passing or during controlling or during whatever, during dribbling, don't ever lose a ball, especially at that stage. Ati na amezipoteza kadhaa. So mimi naona honestly tumpe time tuone, but bado.
Okay, sawa. Thank you, Barnabe, for that wonderful submission. So we are coming close to the end of tonight's show, but we have to also discuss some friendly matches, and we saw the Premier League summer series zimeanza, and United got the chance to beat West Ham 2-1, courtesy of Bruno Fernandes, and a good goal from Jarrod Bowen. And wacha tuanze na wewe Carson, kama United fan, are you satisfied with what you are seeing? Because that was an improved performance, the one which we saw against West Ham. Carson, what do you think of United's performance against West Ham in the summer series?
For me, I do believe if you're a big team and either claim you're a big team, then you can do better. I do believe that you can do better. But we cannot say it's a good performance, and either can we say it's a bad performance. But I think we have a long way to go as a team, and either as a fan, I believe we still have a long way to go, as I do say, Alex. We have a long way to go. It's just a pre-season. We need to work on a lot, more so our finishing, despite either signing either some players who will help the forward line of our team. But definitely 2-1 over West Ham, we still have a long way to go as a team, but it's quite an improvement as compared to the previous friendly that we had at either the USA. So I think there's some progress. I can smell some progress in the team, but as a fan, I do say I lower my expectations because we have a long way to go. You cannot say per now we are at either better form and either we're going to show our claws at the when the league starts. We still have a long way to go. That's what I can say.
Okay, wonderful, Carson. And over to you, Barnabe, the world champion. Question to
Yeah.
Barnabe. So Chelsea are linked to two players as per now. We have Xavi Simons and Jarel Hato. I think it's Hato who plays for Ajax, the talented left back. So if Chelsea get those two signings, are they now Premier League contenders?
Now, before we even talk about the new signings, Simons and Hato, I think we're already league contenders before we even speak about them, because I honestly believe in the squad that I've seen playing in the World Cup. And truth be told, we are different from the last season squad. Now, kiukweli, we are better. We've gelled, and now we've added more spices in the name of Delap and the rest who've joined us from, in this new season, for this new season. So I honestly think if Simons come to Chelsea, then itakuwa tu ni a seal. Pale nyuma mimi hata sina wasiwasi, though we have to get players wapate namba zao tujue, like tunajua Kukulea ni left back. Yes, we know that. But unapata mtu kama Chalobah, sometimes unashindwa kuelewa, is he a full back or a center back, or just because people like Colwill are not available. So I think maybe we need Hato hapo tumalize hiyo story. But pia Chelsea nao na feeling sometimes ina overwork na ina overspend. You remember even last time wakati tulikuwa tuna sign, we brought kids kina Badiashile kina nani, wote wakikuja ilikuwa tunapeana tu pesa 40 million, 50 million, 60 million. Leipzig Simons is coming for 70 million. I think he deserves it. Yeah, 70. If he deserves it as a player. But honestly, I think inakuja tu kutulok. Hawa watu kwanza wenye wanatoka Germany. Kuna huyu jamaa mwenye tuliuzia Tottenham. What was his name? The winger who came from Borussia Dortmund. Alikuja bado akalok, ikakataa.
Actually, I think it's Leipzig. You're referring to Timo Werner.
Timo Werner, yes. Do you remember the hype? The hype alikuja, I think it was 100 million.
No, actually it was 45. Timo Werner was 45.
For me, mchezaji kutoka uko Germany, hata heri Italy ama Spain. Mimi Germany mchezaji yote mwenye anapita 50 million, mimi naonanga hiyo ni overspending na naonanga hiyo ni hype yenye haistahili. So I am not trying to downplay this man Simons, but I think Chelsea hapa haikuenda vile inafaa. We can have someone from England and he can still come and do something at a lower cost. Look at the amount we spent on wachezaji wengine kina Delap na already washafanya kile wanafaa kufanya. So mimi namuombea anyway, juu ana come home, wacha perform, but mimi na feel it is not a good business, because sometimes pia ukiangalia hiyo miaka yake itakupatia value ama namna gani. So ni kitu ambayo Chelsea inafaa ifikirie sana, isikae ni kama tunakuja tena kuanza kuleta kesi za kina wachezaji wenye sasa wanaenda na wametushinda hata kuwatoa because of wages. Isikuje tunamlipa 350 ameshindwa kuperform next season, tena tunaanza mambo mingi. Itakuwa ngumu, na hiyo inaumiza team na inaumiza hata sisi hata mafans. 22 years 70 million, hiyo ni mtu wako na seasons 3-4 ameenda transfer ingine. Kama hata tupatie anything next season, hiyo season ingine itabidi offload, atakuwa ameanza kukua surplus. So anyway, I wish him all the best at Chelsea, because I think Chelsea has the muscle to get him.
Okay, so thank you, Barnabe. Thank you to Carson for joining this amazing show tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Quinto, for joining us through the comment section, and also thank you to Bonnie. And as we're coming to the end of tonight's show, I want us to make a bold prediction. So, but before that, let me thank everyone who is watching us from X. I see you guys there from X. You guys are 36. Thank you guys mwenye mnatujoin kutoka kwa X. Make sure you join, you subscribe to Afrique24. We grow this platform ya Dimba. The people who are on X, I've dropped the link there in the description. Subscribe hapo kwa Afrique, and we grow this platform. We grow this amazing show to ya Dimba. People are joining from Facebook. Thank you guys so much. Karibuni sana hapo. Make sure you subscribe Afrique, so anytime we have this show, you people get to join. So everyone who is watching right now, we are 40 of us in the live tuna watch. So make sure you subscribe so that we have this show each and every time mtakuwa mnapata the show. The link is there in the description. If you click, it will send you to Afrique24. So as we come to the end of tonight's show, Barnabe, which coach from the Big Six will be sacked the fastest in the next season?
Arteta. The next season, Merchant is going home because he'll not win anything again next season, and that will be his end. I honestly feel for him. But if it is not Arteta, then Amorim will go.
Okay,
yes,
so
Amorim or Arteta.
Carson, which manager do you predict from the Big Six will be the first one to be sacked next season?
I'll start with Amorim, my coach.
Amorim out. Amorim must go.
Amorim, you see, with that back three formation of his, I don't think it will work in the Premier League. The Premier League is so fast. It cannot work. So I think he's among the coaches who will be sacked first. And also I'll back Barnabe. The next coach who will be sacked also will be Arteta, because you cannot be finishing number 2 each now and then. People are tired of being number 2. You see, like I've married a woman, then you're not giving birth. You see, each and every year you're saying next year. So I think he'll be the next victim also. That's what I can predict.
So, okay, you guys, we have done 1 hour 30 minutes. Thank you once again
Alex,
for showing up. Yes.
Alex, please allow me to say this.
Yes.
I've had a question. I've had a question in my mind, and imeshindwa vile maybe nilipata kama mmeendelea, but I've been wondering why. I don't know, nimekosa mtu wa kunijibu. Kwa nini mchezaji aone tunaenda kucheza kitu kama CHAN na anajua tunamuhitaji, alafu asign na timu ingine na atoke aende? Tutasema ni ku abandon duties. I don't want to start another conversation, but it's been eating me up. Na feel mchezaji kama Bajabel, kina Shuma wenye wameenda Zambia, we needed them. And I feel to blame if we don't win. I mean, if we don't maybe advance or progress. Hawa sasa ni watiaji. Mimi na feel ni mtiaji. Kama unapenda nation yako, penda country yako, wacha niwajibikie, because why would you do that? I mean, alafu nda Tanzania ati just because wako Egypt au Simba, ama sijui unaenda just bana, jaribu hata uambie kidogo, tulieni kidogo bana, tulieni kidogo nisaidie country yangu. But anyway, all in all, hata tukimaliza last tutashinda 25 million, so already tuko na do. So ni hivyo. But it has been a question yenye mimi nimeshindwa kujibu kwa sababu sijui kwa nini mtu afanye hivyo. Mimi nasema ni kama kukua tu mtiaji.
So here Quinto anasema hapa it's better we restore Renato Veiga and forget about Hato from Ajax. What do you think of that, Barnabe?
Hapana, Veiga is a farmer. Hata Erigiu. Veiga ni farmer hata hili sasa. Jackson unajua anatupanga 3 wanafunga kamoja na kifua.
But Veiga is a CDM and sometimes is a left back, sometimes is a center back. Na umemcompare na mtu kama Giu.
Kwa sababu Giu atatufungia. Sasa Veiga Veiga kuja tu kudefend. Siwacha tu tukae na nini hapo basi, naitwa nani, Chaloba. Kae tu hapo mpaka ile siku yenye Colwill atapona wa match hapo, because kina Badiashile nao ni watu wengine ambao of course hatukuwa trust even from the beginning, but there. So heli mtu anatufungia hata kuliko ule mwenye ana defend anafanya mistakes. I've never believed in Veiga. No.
Okay, so I hope umejibu Quinto. And Barnabe, you have a very good question. I believe in the next show tunafaa kukua sisi wote full house hata Kelong, and we need mzalendo pia tutafutie Hussein Mohamed hapa kwa platform, so that's a good question and it needs sisi wote tukue full house for us to debate it. And Kelong leo amekosekana, but I hope on Thursday hata Cortez will be there on Thursday, and also Jalala, we need to be full house and so that we can break it down. And that's a good topic, yo Barnabe. Put it on hold, and on Thursday, that's the one we are beginning with it. So we extend these conversations to the WhatsApp group. Otherwise, guys, shukran sana. Thank you guys for showing up. And without you guys, there is issue ifanyiki. So big ups to you people.
Asante sana. You have a good night, guys. And mimi nimeshindwa, tickets zimeisha Chan. Sasa sijui kama kuna mtu ako na ticket, tafadhali mimi anione, because mimi nimeshtukia tu atatangaza, nimerelax, alafu all of a sudden
ongea na Boni hawezi kosa ticket.
Nalipisha terraces now.
Sije Kenya ni conmanship.
Uko na ticket
200.
Ni regular 200.
But watakuzia thao. Sije Kenya iko na conmanship nyingi.
Si wataleta kwa TV, basi itabidi tu nionea hapa, ni supportia hapa
kabisa.
But Boni hawezi kosa tickets. Wacha hata ni